I guess I'm what you would call a background leader. I prefer to be behind the scenes without the spotlight on me. I like to be a part of a group, but not leading from on high. For a long time, I thought that because I didn't want to be in the spotlight, I wasn't able to be a leader. But I've learned that leadership isn't about being the person in the front of the room. Today, I think that being a leader is about living your life in a way that inspires others to better themselves. So how did I get here? Growing up, I had a mom who inspired me every day. To this day, she is one of the kindest, most optimistic, most selfless people I've ever met. She sees the best in others and gives value to everyone she meets. I'm often in awe of her patience and understanding in moments when anger and judgment would usually be the norm. Without realizing it, she was a leader to me. She led me to strive to be like her, something I still aspire to do today. When I was 4.5 years old, my life as an only child stopped, and for the first time in my little life, I understood what it felt like to be responsible for someone else. Even though that tiny baby we named Mia wasn't really my responsibility, I felt like she was, and because she was my little and I was her big sister. 2 more girls, Fala and Abria, joined our family in the 6 years that followed. My sense of responsibility grew with each one. I felt a weight on myself to set a good example for the 3 little girls who looked up to me. Having this experience led me to understand 2 things about leadership. First, that to be a good leader, you must be an example to those you lead. And more importantly, that to truly lead others, you have to love them. When I met the man who would eventually become my husband, I didn't realize the impact he would have on my life and on my leadership. I think the biggest thing I have learned from him is that humor and a good attitude can completely change a situation. It's an idea that today is one of my firm beliefs. These 2 things may not solve the problem, but they can alleviate stress and tension. When those things are gone, the problem or situation can truly be addressed. Having these people in my life has helped me build my leadership style, who I am specifically as a leader, but experiences in my life have also contributed. Specifically, my activities in high school, participating in both theater and choir throughout my high school career helped me open up and brought me out of my shell. Even though I'll never like being in the center of attention or in the limelight, these experiences helped me to become a better leader. I think my experiences in high school also helped me to shape my core values. For me, my 3 core values are the basis of my leadership. The first is kindness. Kindness encompasses many things, but I think it means serving others, having an optimistic and positive attitude toward everyone, and trying to put others first before yourself. The second, integrity, I believe is essential to a successful leader. I try to be honest and to always practice anything I preach. And lastly, creativity. This may seem like an odd core value, but creativity creates a sense of fun and enjoyment in anything it touches. Sometimes I have to do things that aren't fun or exciting, but creativity can turn it into something that I enjoy. Of the 9 perspectives of leadership in the book, I think that there are 2 that best fit me. First, the leadership can be learned. I know that I am not a natural-born leader. It isn't something that comes easily or flawlessly to me. But with hard work, experience, and a willingness to learn, I think that leadership skills can be learned. I think it is to those challenges that sometimes create a better leader. The second perspective, I believe, is that leaders are servants. I'm a firm believer that an efficient, skilled leader serves those they lead. Even though I feel like I have a lot to learn, I think that there are a couple leadership skills that I possess. Demonstrating integrity is definitely on the list because integrity is also one of my core values. I also work hard to build trust to keep and maintain relationships with those I interact with. Finally, I think that I possess the ability to be flexible and adapt well to change to new situations. There are many motivations to lead, but for me, I want to make an impact and have meaning in my life. I strive to make a difference with those that I meet and just the world in general. I want to look back at my life and know that there was a meaning, a purpose to the way I lived my life, and being a leader is a big part of that. In my leadership, as well as in my life, I find that I am a pragmatist. I think that I can see the value in changing, but I also understand reasons for keeping with tradition. I don't mind change, but I want to work through it, break it down into the small parts, then solve each problem, talk through each step until the change is something I am comfortable with. There are so many benefits to being a leader, but there are also several costs. I think the 2 that are most prominent for me are caretaking and emotional strain and infrequent relief. Since I find that I am such a mothering figure, I feel the need to look out for and help those around me. I think this is an innate part of my makeup, but it can become stressful when I am looking out for many others' well-being as well as my own. I find myself worrying about those around me, and it can cause more stress in my life. The other, infrequent relief, is also a definite cost of leadership. Leaders are constantly leading, and that can mean taking time away from other parts of their life. When these costs create strain in my life, I work to recreate a balance and then maintain it. I find that I use 2 of the strategies discussed in the book. I definitely use sequence. Each day I start my day by making a to-do list. This helps me keep my life in order without getting overwhelmed. The other is integration. I try to integrate different facets of my life into each day. It doesn't always happen, but these two strategies work to create balance in my life. My future will probably be different than most college students. After graduating next year, I hope to start a family with my husband. I think the ultimate leadership role a person can possess is being a parent, and that is a goal and a dream of mine. Eventually, I would like to become a school psychologist, working with high school students, and I think I'm on the right track to accomplishing my goals. The road isn't smooth, but I can see my goal at the end. Using all of these skills and styles, plus knowledge from countless experiences and this class, has helped build me into the leader I am today. All of these things have given me a better understanding of leadership and what my vision as a leader is. I want to live my life as a leader. I don't just want to lead in my career or in my family. I want the way I live my life to inspire others, living with the characteristics that I want to see in the world. I want to be happy, and that includes filling my life with optimism, positive energy, and humor. I may not ever be the leader, but I want to inspire others to be their best selves and to become leaders themselves. That's my goal. That's my leadership vision.